Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Thijs and welcome to DualWielded. Welcome to the most interesting Q&A about me, the most interesting person ever. So I asked my Discord server to ask me questions for the Q&A. You know, questions about the channel, the games I work on, my hobby.
Shrek. Moisturizing feet. Q&A.
I was afraid there'd be like 4 questions, but there ended up being
56.
Where did the name DualWielded come from? Well, I couldn't just use my regular name, Thijs. What is that? So when I was brainstorming game dev studio / YouTube channel names, I thought about using my initials, TeeDee. TeeDee games sounded stupid, Trouble Doubled games sounded meh. Honestly, I don't fully remember, but I was thinking of game-related stuff that started with either a T or a D, and DualWielded came to mind. Since you know you can dual wield stuff in games. And when I thought of DualWielded, the first thing that came to my mind was the logo. This is exactly what I envisioned and it made my brain go yes. So I started drawing it and I'm pretty happy with the name. What's your favorite devlog you ever made? I really liked part 2 of the Ultimate Game Jam devlogs. It's my longest video and it took the most time to make. And I now know what it feels like to have a child. What games have you gotten the most inspiration from? Games like Hollow Knight, Celeste, Owlboy, The Binding of Isaac, Call of FPS, Shooting Duty, Counter Modern Warfare. But yeah, the art style, the feels, I mean, they're all great indie games. What made you want to make devlogs? Well, I really liked Byoku's video, or whatever, however you pronounce it, I don't know. He just made stuff for his game in a funny way, and I thought it would be fun to devlog the game I wanted to make. So that game survived one devlog, but I tried reviving it with one devlog. What's your favorite Shrek movie? I hate to be that guy, but it's the first one. The second one is good as well. The third one and the fourth one are alright. Always thought the later two were a little different. Except Shrek, of course. I mean, he's still a sexy beast as always.
Shrek. Smash or pass.
What is your favorite Shrek character? Donkey for some reasons and Shrek for some other reasons. What is the project you're most proud of? I think it's this channel, to be honest, but if we're talking about game projects, I'd say I'm pretty proud of Incaved so far. At least more proud than my other work. What hobbies do you have other than game dev? Well, there's playing games. Do you prefer series or movies? I don't really watch any series and I do watch a lot of movies, so series. What do you like better, serious or fun games? Honestly, this depends a little. When I'm alone, I like to play serious games with stories, but other games can be fun as well. When I'm playing with friends, I like to play fun games, since, you know, I like to have fun. Though serious games can also be fun, so I mean, yeah, it's really just both. Great answer though, I mean, yes. What's the latest game you've been playing? Sekiro. It's amazing. Dark Souls, but better combat, stealth, and faster paced gameplay and movement. Yes. Ori and the Will of the Wisp, the original but with better combat and more interesting characters.
How can you moisturize your feet?
Honestly, I don't know. Last time I tried looking for an answer, I ended up with a Breckies tutorial. Just like, well, everything in life.
What's your favorite anime?
Well, I don't really watch anime. I've seen Attack on Titan and it was pretty good. Also, not gonna lie, I kinda wanna attempt watching JoJo if you get what I mean.
Or Thijs is
The prophecy is true.
What fills you the most with joy and what makes you go sad? Well, finishing and uploading a video feels amazing. It's a thing I worked hard on for the last 2 or 3 days, and when it's up and people start commenting and sending messages in the Discord is definitely what fills me with joy. The sad thing is that I'm just a little too busy for everything, honestly, of which most things are more important than a video for this channel. Like, between this video and the last video, I finished my emailed companies to find a video about myself to help find to finish my research project. And it's pretty sad when people ask me when the next video will be, or when they ask if it's finished. And I just haven't started on it yet, because I was just too busy.
Obama. Yes or no?
What are your top 3 favorite games? I feel like this is such a difficult question, so I divided it into 3 small categories. My favorite single player experience was Dark Souls 3, but man, I love Sekiro so much I don't really know which one it is. Favorite multiplayer experience? I gotta hand it to Dying Light. Imagine an open world infested with zombies, you're an epic free run boy, and so are up to 3 of your friends. Favorite game series? I think it's BioShock. Yeah. $374 in Black Ops 2. Just under 9,000. Probably the one that's worth the most and then sell it to the current owner. I don't know how to run $1 million business, I can hardly run this channel. Adobe Premiere Pro. Blaziken. Fly, because flying is epic. Or maybe turn invisible, so that way nobody has to know about my superpowers and the government and spoopy scientists won't bother me constantly about it. Not as much as orange juice. Never mind. Sure. Not really, but 100% in games that require several playthroughs allowed me to kind of sprint through them. No speed running, more like jogging. A kangaroo, because they do be vibing. That's it for the speedy round, baby! What, in your opinion, are some of the most important things you have learned on your game dev journey so far? Don't get stuck with watching tutorials and copying them when you start. At one point, try and see what you can make without them. Also, version control is very important. Just trust me on that one, please. Also, try to change things up. Don't start with one big project. Try to make a few smaller ones that all will help you learn different parts of game design and development. What was the first video game you played? Probably 3D Pinball Space Cadet on PC. Maybe Pajama Sam, No Need to Hide When It's Dark Outside. Though Snake on my mom's Nokia could be a candidate too. My first console or handheld game was Dolphin Island for the original DS. Any idea what your big dream game will be? It was the original Metroidvania my first devlogs were about, and I think it still is. Can you name a dad joke? Okay, so what's brown and rhymes with Snoop? Dr. Dre. Oh! What are some do's and don'ts when applying for game dev or computer science school? Here in the Netherlands, I'm pretty sure having a fitting middle school diploma should be pretty good. They asked me for my motive, why I chose that school and those specific classes. So what I said is that I was very sure that that school was the one I specifically wanted. I told them I had to travel for almost 2 hours to get there, which is true, I mean, don't lie, okay? That's a don't. And there's another school half an hour away from my home that offered the exact same classes. I found out their way of teaching and what they teach wasn't something I was a big fan of, which is why I chose for the one almost 2 hours from my home. Them realizing I made this pretty big decision gave them a good understanding of how sure I was about going to their school. Do you plan to continue your career as a game developer, or do you plan on doing something else? I would love to continue as a game developer. Not sure yet if I'll go solo, work at an indie studio, AA studio. Probably not a AAA studio, I don't really think that's what I want. Working on a very small part and specific part of a game and not much else isn't really what I'm looking for. Top 5 movies? Honestly, I don't really know. 2019 had some amazing movies. I really love Joker, Parasite and 1917. But of all time, I don't really know. Saving Private Ryan is great, of course. I also just like Finding Nemo, the Harry Potter movies. I really enjoy watching the first Hobbit movie for some reason. I just feel like the feel and style and stuff, I really don't know why, but I do. Also,
Shrek.
What moment or event made you want to start making games? So when I was 14, we got an assignment for some weird, confusing school subjects, of which I'm pretty sure not even the teacher really knew what it was about. But the assignment we got is that we could make anything we want as long as we learn something new. So 2 classmates made a shoot 'em up with a helicopter or something. I thought it was super cool how they made a playable game that also looked really cool. Of course I played a lot of games as a kid as well, so the combination of those 2 things made me want to make a game as well. We made an unfinished disaster because we had no idea what we were doing, but I wanted to keep learning, make random games. So 2 years later I remastered our first game, which is now... TeeDee bonus quick fast super round number 2. Deep in our hearts. Yes, it was a pretty brutal mission, not gonna lie, but I managed to secure the bag and get the dub. It looks like you kind of need one, so here you go, man. it was a school project. Those have deadlines and I had to focus on my next school project with a deadline. Well, if you didn't know, I was on TV last week.
You are not the father.
Actually, I ended up not being the father at all, so I mean... And that's it for the Q&A. Man, that took a while, but we got them all. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't yet, and join the Discord server if you still have any questions. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.